So Jonathan, we've been talking a lot today about lessons learned from the financial crisis of 2008-2009 in terms of restructuring and turnaround. But it sounds like your view is very much that we're still actually going through that cycle. It never ended. We're still picking through the remnants of those situations.
No, it's especially in the region where we specialize in Central and Eastern Europe. The crisis that we're facing today is really the crisis of 2008, 2009, just pushed down the road. So these companies borrowed heavily 2008, expecting growth that never materialized.
So why are we still here then? Is it all about amend and pretend, and banks just pushing problems and debt down the road?
The banks and management, to a large extent, didn't want to recognize that they had a significant problem. They believed that the growth would come back, they would be able to sort of muddle their way through, and with enough growth, they'd be able to pay down the debt over an extended period of time. No one wants to take a loss or recognize a loss.
No, but that hasn't really worked out, has it?
It hasn't worked out very well at all.
No.
So what's happened is you've got, say it's a swimmer dragging a heavy weight along, and they keep their head above water, but that's really all they can manage. There's nowhere to attract fresh capital, because the company's highly leveraged. You can't bring in new debt, you can't bring in new equity, because no one wants to be behind all this bank debt.
So essentially it's almost become an interest payment vehicle.
Yeah,
these companies.
Essentially, right. To pretend you've got an actual loan that's just paying interest, but the performing loan.
But the actual underlying company itself is still heavily underwater.
And they've been water and deteriorating, because it's being starved for working capital, being starved for capital expenditures. So what money they have is trying to keep the debt, service the debt.
So what is the answer to that, though? Because as you say, you need working capital, you need the ability to have a capex spend to grow your way out of trouble. Can you, as a turnaround firm, can you source that capital to put into companies?
It's very hard to bring new capital into the situations as they currently exist, simply because there's too much debt, and no one wants to take the risk of just sitting behind a huge pile of debt and trying to figure out a way to work that down. So what's got to happen is you've got to get the banks to compromise.
And you can't talk them into letting super senior debt in on top of them.
Doubtful. I mean, at that point, they might as well compromise the equity.
Indeed. So what's the answer to this then? How do we resolve this cycle?
I think we need to be creative. I think banks have to come to the table, and hope the banks will get some upside if we do our job right. If they take equity, then maybe there's something for everybody at the end of the game.
Okay. Well, we will wait and see. Thank you.
Thanks.